India and South Korea, two of the largest economies in Asia, have strengthened their domestic defense manufacturing in order to achieve self-sufficiency. According to a study published by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, South Korea ranks third among the 12 Indo-Pacific nations in terms of self-reliance in the production of weapons, while India ranks fourth. And both countries produce similar product lines, putting them in competition for global exports. South Korea has quietly become a favorite of international arms buyers, the culmination of a decades-long effort to protect itself from North Korea by developing an indigenous arms industry with economies of scale gained from large export sales. Among international weapons suppliers, the country rose from 31st place in 2000 to number 8 between 2017 and 2021. On the other hand, India, which had previously been known as an importer of arms, has now adopted the mantra, "Make in India, and make for the world," in order to become self-sufficient in the defense sector. In India, the defense sector has been identified as an important area, with a plethora of opportunities for self-sufficiency. And defense exports are an important component of the government's effort to achieve self-sufficiency in defense production. Furthermore, the country has made strides toward exporting defense. Products exported include protective gear, engineering machinery, offshore patrol vessels, advanced light helicopters, avionics suits, radio systems, and radar systems. And meanwhile, both the governments of India and South Korea are working toward the goal of transforming their nations into arms exporting powerhouse. And the most glaring example of this is the Tejas and F-A-50 light combat aircraft produced in India and South Korea respectively. South Korea has now decided to speed up production of its light armed helicopter. It approved a $4.3 billion plan to start mass production of a domestic light armed helicopter in the coming months to replace its decrepit choppers. The announcement comes just over a month after India's homegrown light combat helicopter, LCH Prachand, which means fierce, was officially put into service with the Indian Air Force. The Indian LCH has also received high praise for being the world's only attack helicopter capable of landing and taking off at an altitude of 5,000 meters. Additionally, pilots discussed their positive experiences while operating the helicopter. The LCH also has the capability of exporting, which is interesting to note, given that the Indian Ministry of Defense has placed a ban on the import of light combat helicopters and may be considering the possibility of selling the rotorcraft to other countries in the near future. As a result, it is possible that Indian and South Korean defense manufacturers will compete with one another once more. However, South Korean LAH would not see deployment until at least late 2024. Which means that India is currently leading the way, as 4 of its helicopters have already been commissioned. DARPA and CAI are expected to sign a contract for an initial batch of LAHs before the end of December. The source said this initial batch will feature about 170 units. Deliveries could start from 2024. The domestically developed LAH program will replace the military's aging fleet of 500 MD and AH-1S Cobra attack helicopters. CAI rolled out the first LAH prototype in December 2018, and the aircraft, developed in collaboration with Airbus Helicopters, conducted its first flight in July 2019. The LAH is based around the Airbus Helicopters H-155 twin-engined platform. The South Korean LAH's most distinguishing feature is the turreted 20mm Gatling gun under the nose. CAI LAH has a full glass cockpit and can accommodate up to 2 crew members. Large LCD panels are used in the cockpit to improve situational awareness. The helicopter also features stub wings provisioned to carry rocket pods, a nose-mounted electro-optic or infrared sensor, fuselage and tail-mounted missile warning receivers, and upwards-directed exhausts for a reduced IR signature. In addition, it has a 4-axis automatic flight control system, a helmet-mounted display, a fire control system, and an anti-jamming global positioning system. In the event of a conflict, South Korean air weaponry is primarily responsible for destroying North Korean tanks, so it will include air-to-surface missiles and rockets. Other duties include preventing North Korean special forces from infiltrating the sea, and supplying cover for South Korean air assault units. It is capable of performing a variety of missions, such as light attack, close air support, escort, and troop transport. India's Prachand LCH was designed with air defense in mind. It is equipped with requisite agility, maneuverability, extended range, high-altitude performance, and all-weather combat capability to perform a range of roles, including combat search and rescue, destruction of enemy air defense, and counter-insurgency operations. It's a very agile machine, nimble, and the rotor system makes it extremely maneuverable. The agility and maneuverability make the LCH an appropriate choice for mountain warfare, as it can take off and land with a payload, even at 16,000 feet. It has a 20mm turret gun, capable of delivering 400 rounds. Prachand has a CCD camera, FLIR, LRF, and laser designator on its electro-optical pod. This allows the attack helicopter to find and grab targets day and night. The South Korean LAH has real-time weapon targeting, a self-protective laser, and man pads to combat threats. The Prachand can conduct air-to-air, anti-tank, and anti-infantry operations while ensuring self-defense with its radar, laser missile approach warning, and countermeasures dispensing systems. India's LCH has several key aviation technologies, like a glass cockpit and composite airframe structures, have been indigenized. The upcoming series production version will consist of further modern and indigenous systems. Will there be a market for Indian-made military helicopters? It is difficult to say, but the logic of self-sufficiency in defense production necessitates international standards. The LCH is an excellent starting point, but the production line must be accelerated. Indian Light Combat Helicopter is an indigenously designed, developed, and manufactured state-of-the-art modern combat helicopter with 45% indigenous, that will increase to more than 55%. The HAL is ready to provide 150 LCH to the forces, if required, and is looking at the production of 30 helicopters annually.